Hello there. So today, it's happened about maybe a week ago, but the Boston Celtics lost in Game 7 to the Miami Heat in an embarrassing. Just, that's the only word I could describe this, is that it's embarrassing. So, here is what went wrong about this team, the Game 7, just everything. So, first off, the first two games was they poked the bear Jimmy Butler, and the fact that they couldn't keep a dang lead to save their lives. That was pretty much the only thing that went wrong. And then in game three, they practically just gave up. Pretty much, that's all that happened, is that they just gave up, were lazy on defense, didn't want to do anything. They're just like, here, you can have the win, and all that. Which led them down 3-0. Then they rebounded back in game 4 with an impressive win. Game 5 with an impressive win, which are two solid games from the Boston Celtics. Like, they've been inconsistent this whole playoffs. And yet, they had two really solid games. Like, this is how we expected them to play the entire playoffs. Not just, breaking shots and keep taking horrible shots like that they can't make. But in game 6, they did win that game. But it was probably one of the most ugliest wins I may have ever seen. Like, that win was terrible for Boston. The three-point shooting was atrocious. Jaylen Brown didn't hit one, and Tatum also didn't hit one. I think Smart hit 4 that game, if I'm not mistaken, or 5, I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong. Derek White hit one in the fourth quarter, and then Smart took one, a terrible fadeaway that almost went in, but White was there, got the ball, and put it back up and in, and forced the game 7. Derek White was the hero of the playoffs for the Boston Celtics that series. He forced game 7, and he was like pretty much, well, him and Robert Williams were like the only ones who played decent in game 7. To start out the game, Boston shot 4 for 6, if I'm not mistaken. And that is a solid start. But on the very first play, Jason Tatum got hurt. And that's when Boston just like said, oh man, we're not going to win this now. And they kept chucking up shots, chucking up threes, turning the ball over. Like, Jaylen Brown turned the ball over as many times as the Miami Heat did. Which says a lot, because Jaylen Brown turned the ball over a lot last year in the finals. So they brought in Malcolm Brogdon to possibly be kind of a ball handler in a way. And now, where do the Boston Celtics go from here with Jaylen Brown? That's a interesting thing to, think about, is where he's going to go. But Tatum made 1 3 that game. I will say he was injured, but he missed a wide open layup. But could hit an open 3. He struggled that game, even though he was hurt. Horford pretty much struggled that whole series. He wasn't getting up on defenders shooting threes, like when Max Strus would shoot threes, or Duncan Robinson, Gabe Vincent. He wouldn't go up on them. It was like he was afraid to go up on them and be like, yo, I'm gonna defend you. Bro said, nah, you know what, I'm gonna just step back. And then Miami shot the 3, and it went in the hoop. So, and then Boston lost in embarrassing fashion. They cut it to I think 8, maybe-ish, or 6, whatever, because Derek White decided, you know what? Let's not shoot threes, and let's drive inside and try to get fouled. White did that. White scored points in the paint off the mid-range and all that. Look at that. Boston was actually scoring and putting points on the board, and they were getting some stops too. But then, anyone else who got the ball besides Derek White would just shoot threes. And I'm thinking, like, Joe Mazzulla, what are you doing? This clearly isn't working. If your team shoots 0 for 10 to start from threes, let's say, you know what? Let's not shoot as many threes. Let's back off. Let's back off of the 3. All right? Let's drive in, try to get fouled, and get our points at the line as well. But no, they wanted to just keep shooting, and Jaylen Brown didn't make 1 3 that game. Not 1. Robert Williams played really good that game. I'm not going to slander him. Same with White. I'm not going to slander him. He's the reason why they were in that Game 7 in the first place. Smart took bad shots. Like, he shot threes. He didn't play well either. None of them played well except for White and Williams. Robert Williams, that is. Grant Williams needs to stop talking smack because Jimmy went off on them when they had a double-digit lead. And Jimmy showed up. That's what happened. But what's in sale for the Boston Celtics next season? Well, trade Jaylen Brown. I said it. They need to split up the Jays. Now, they can be good in the regular season, but you gotta get someone who shows up in the playoffs. Like, you know, Brown's good. I'm not saying Brown's a bad player. Brown's a really talented player. And you can't say I'm biased because I'm a Spurs fan. So you can't say I'm biased. And I think that they need to try to trade for Damian Lillard. Possibly give up someone like Brown and a first or something like that, or maybe tossing Brogdon in there. I don't know, but then you got Lillard and Tatum. I don't think anybody stops them. I think that they go all the way to the finals with that squad because Lillard's not gonna turn the ball over. We've seen Lillard play for like a long time on the Blazers, and he's just wasting years there. If he's in Boston, he can actually do stuff there. You know, make the playoffs, you know, go on a run. And Lillard can shoot too. That shot when he sent OKC home, that made me respect the guy. Like, he's a really talented point guard. And at times, he looked better than Steph Curry. But obviously that's not the case. Steph Curry's the best point guard in the NBA right now. But trade Jaylen Brown for Damian Lillard. That's what they should try to do. Number 2. And I know Brad Stevens said that Jaylen Brown was untouchable and all the Mazzulla stuff, but they need to get rid of Mazzulla right now. He is trying to be the Popovich, but he is not Popovich. With the interviews, hey, do you guys think you need to shoot less threes? No. You don't need that as a coach. The only one who can do that is really Greg Popovich, because Greg Popovich has the stuff to back that up. He's won 5 championships in the span of like 20 years. Yes, I'm a Spurs fan. I know I am. But you gotta admit, Popovich is way better than Joe Mazzulla will ever be. Joe Mazzulla needs to focus on the team's problems and learn to fix them. If they're just going to chuck threes, then it's not going to get them anywhere. It's not. It's not getting them anywhere. They need to fire Missoula. That's my opinion. That's really the only two. I was really going to think of something else. Number 3 is to stop playing such a lackluster defense when you have a lead. If you have a lead, try to keep it. It doesn't matter if it's a 20-point lead. That can go away in the matter of 4 minutes in a basketball game. Because we've seen 20-0 runs happen in the span of like 4 to 5 minutes. And that lead is gone. It's gone. It's vanished because you aren't playing good defense. And you're not having good offense either, taking terrible shots. Which is what Boston did in Game 6. They couldn't find any shots to get open. Yes, Miami was playing zone defense, but still, like, you gotta counter that somehow. And you can't just say, oh, just be all sloppy, like, go, ooh, oh no, I lost the ball. Like, you gotta do something about that. That's pretty much all I gotta say about the Boston Celtics. And if they do those 3 things, trade for Lillard, fire Missoula, and just not play lackluster, then I do believe that the Celtics make the finals next year in the East. Do they win? Who knows who they go up against? The West is stacked. You know, you got Denver, Phoenix, the Clippers, if Kawhi decides to actually do something and not be a huge drama queen with my staff team, then they could get somewhere. And then you got the Lakers. You know? But that's all I gotta say about the Boston Celtics right now. Thanks so much for hanging out, watching. If you did like this video, please do leave a thumbs up. And if not, that's cool. Consider subscribing. Just hit that red button. If you don't want to subscribe, that's cool as well. You know, just like hang out and stuff. But apart from that, you know, this is my second video of the day. I just recorded this one with Kenobi, but it's unrelated to this video. I'll catch y'all later. Have a good one, and peace.